If you're considering getting this double-sided tape for skin and clothing, here are the top 3 things you need to consider before you make your purchase. The first is whether the tape stays securely in place without getting loose. Second is if it removes cleanly without leaving residue or irritating the skin. Third is whether it is easy to apply and works well on different fabric types. Alright, so for context, my wife is heading to a wedding and she bought a dress that requires tape, so we're testing out different tapes to see which one works best for us. So I'm making this video so that you have enough information to make the best decision for you. To illustrate the effectiveness of this tape, I'm going to use it on different fabrics and on my skin. We're going to use it on polyester, jeans, and cotton. First, I'm going to apply the tape on my forearm, then I'm going to attach the fabric, and then I'm going to do a pull test. I'm going to pull it from one side of the line onto the next, and then I'm going to see how far I can really pull it before it comes off my skin. And the intention here is to show you the durability of this tape and how much it stays on for a long period of time after use. Then here's the thing, you can see how my forearm is right now. There's no redness or irritation, so we're going to see what happens after multiple uses. Because here's the thing, while using this tape, if it comes off throughout the day, you're going to replace it with a new tape because you can't reuse the same one because the adhesiveness is not there. On a normal day, she just used it and she went through most of the day, but after a while, especially if you're working or you're sweating or if you're doing anything that might move or shift this thing around, after a while you're going to need to replace it. But here's the thing, it comes with so many of it, and the plan for the wedding is she's going to have multiple of this in her purse so that if something comes loose, you can go in the bathroom, change it, and keep rocking. To apply this thing is really easy and simple. What you do is you peel off the small piece, at least that's what I do, and my wife does the same thing, peel off the small piece, and then we're going to place it right here. First, let me caution you that if you have oil on your skin or lotion or anything of that nature, this thing is not going to work as well as it should. So first thing you do is just wipe it off with a piece of cloth, making sure that there is no residue or there's no oilness or anything that will make this thing not work effectively. Then you peel, you stick it, and then also I found that before you really commit to it, make sure you found the direction that you want this thing to follow, because what it will do, instead of it bunching up because it's right onto your skin, it's going to pull your skin kind of together to try to form the line that you want to follow. It doesn't hurt anything like that, but it just might not look the best, or just be the best that you want it to be. So find where you want it to go first, then remove the rest of it and then stick it like I am right now. Once you've done that, just press it down for a couple of seconds. All right, and once that's done, you see there's a groove that really comes up here right now, and it's really easy to peel and reveal the clear film underneath. And then you peel the other side of it. We're going to place the fabric on top of it, and what I do is I make sure that I really get a good press on it. Just hold for a couple of seconds. There you can see right now I have a little bit of it exposed, which is fine. I'm just going to focus on the area that I have already committed to. Just make sure that it is well pressed, and now we're going to do the pull test. I have a marker with me, and I'm going to mark off how far it goes before it comes off, and then we're going to do it for the polyester, for the jeans, and for the cotton. So here we go, pull test starting now. Okay, what I love about this, and after using it often because I've used it, is that it is actually really strong. Like, for me to allow like this fabric to really go the distance it needs to go, like if I let go of my arm right now, I'm gonna just, look at that, I would just pull it across the table. That is how incredible this thing is. I would just pull it across the table because it is really that strong. But for the sake of this test, I'm placing my arm firmly on the table and I'm just strictly pulling to see how far I can go before it comes off. So I am really going for it. I'm really going for it. And so far, I would say we're basically across the line at this point. Yep, we're across the line. And this is the worst that you got. That is as far off my skin as it came, and we came all the way across the line. So for polyester, I'm going to give it across the line. I'm going to mark it here so we can visibly see it, but we all know it went across the line for sure. I'm gonna call this polyester. All right, now I'm gonna remove all the way to show you what it actually looks like when you commit to removing it. It comes off easy. When you do want to remove it, you just peel it like I did. It comes off easy, and then to remove it from your skin, it is like that. And if you have hair, some hair will get caught in it. It might not peel the hair, but if it does, we all know what that's all about. Okay, with that said, this is what you get after the first time use, and I'm gonna zoom in. So there's a little bit of residue left from the tape, but the redness is not really there for me. Like, it's not that much irritated. And I have to give context again regarding my wife. She has sensitive skin, and way more than I do. She has sensitive skin. To help explain that is, she loves animals, but she cannot have any animal with fur. And for us to have a dog, we had to get a hypoallergenic dog, like a Shih Tzu poodle. So that is what she has. I always say consult a healthcare professional before using anything that you might have questions about, just to be safe, just to be on the safe side. But for us, this is just our example. This is our own experiences with this product, and it doesn't irritate her skin very much, even at all. So basically what you see with mine is the worst that she gets. The only thing with her is that she's lighter skinned than me, so her redness will show more than mine is, but it's not really red because it's very irritated or anything like that. It's just from use, and it is actually from multiple uses, because like I said, you have to reapply this thing after using it throughout the day. All right, we've applied it to the jean, and now we're ready to do a pull test. Where my index finger is where I'm going to call the starting line. All right, now we're pulling. My anticipation and experience is that the jean, because it's a stronger material, pulls faster and sooner, so we stopped right about here. So that is my experience with this, is that the stronger the material, the easier it is to pull. So something like jean or leather or anything stronger. So this is how far I got before it came off my skin, but also keep in mind, second use. But this is how far the jean went. And then after the second time use, let me zoom in. This is what we're getting as far as irritation levels. To me, not bad. For me, not bad at all. Again, given the effectiveness of this thing and the likelihood of using this thing more than twice, from my experience, is not likely. But if you need it more than twice, this is it. All right, now we've applied it to cotton, and we're gonna do the pull test. I would say my index finger and my thumb is the starting mark, and now we're pulling. Yeah, again, the lighter the fabric, the much easier the bond is. Like, I really am pulling, for sure. So harder for jeans, but polyester, cotton, anything light fabric, especially dresses like this, then is thicken on, is staying there. So we're pulling, still pulling. I'll now say, yeah, we're basically across the line at this point. Yep, we're across the line. So I would say across the line, that's how much gap we have, and we made it all the way across the line. So there you have it for polyester, and for cotton or anything similar to it, that's as much as you get. This is what it looks like after using it the third time. In terms of irritation, in my opinion, not bad at all. And and again, another thing to keep in mind, guys, is that I am actively trying to see what the limitations of this thing is. So I'm like putting myself through more than you would on a typical use, so that I can really help demonstrate how cool this thing is. It's awesome. It's effective. It works. It gets the job done. It stays there on and on and on. So I hope this video helped answer some questions that you may have, and then you can go on and make the best decision for you. All right, so there you have it. This thing works exceptionally well. It does exactly what it promises to do, and I understand being on the fence, but get off the fence. Go get it right now and try it for yourself. And I hope you end up loving it as much as I do.